ideation, testing, or what else coming along. And usually, in a good design thinking project, we go through the design cycle not only once, sometimes we go 10 times, sometimes 30 times, and on a lot of projects, this kind of approach 50 times or more. The next part is also kind of the tools methodology. And when I look at my own toolbox, we are applying in design thinking work. So 350 to 400 tools we're using in the project, and usually we're applying them in the appropriate way. So as a good design thinking facilitator, as a good innovation leader, you have a feeling about these things, what's coming next, what kind of tools you like to apply over the design process. And of course, we operate in teams. So usually we create a teams of teams approach, a network organization to see and how to attract best talent based on key shapes and different thinking preferences to have this powerful, input-filled team setting to create impact on the long term. And finally, everything comes together in a design thinking mindset.
So we speak about the future of design thinking, and design thinking is a mindset we are applying now for more than 55 years in the most innovative companies worldwide to bring radical innovation on the ground. And this kind of movement, has been influenced a lot of companies globally. Today I will really focusing on about the next level of design thinking, because in the past we were focusing on single products, services, business ecosystems. In the future we see a paradigm shift called design thinking for humanity. So we really have to look in the broader picture, have a long-term system view, and then basically I think we can save our world. Well, most important part is the leadership team and the right mindset you're applying with your team. And we have been through a long-term transformation of changing leadership teams, allowing more freedom for innovation, giving teams appropriate tools, changing on a daily basis with living up this mindset to create big impact in organizations. But it's kind of a step-by-step approach. You can't imagine that's happening overnight. Usually it takes time, it takes walks to talk for core messages that an organization is changing, and then basically you can realize innovation with every organization in the world. Well, I think the most important part is that we work together, we have to collaborate, we have to think in business ecosystems, because a single company is not solving the problem. Usually we need many capabilities and many skills, and if everyone knows how to collaborate, we can be innovative together.
So I'm going to bring you 4 things today. 4 things. Let's first start with the why. Why do we have to innovate? Why are we here together? Why do we spend time thinking about tomorrow? Well, let's take a look at this. This is insight research from former Lady Christensen. But the interesting insight is that when you look at Standard & Poor's 500, let's say the 500 biggest companies on earth, more or less, in the 60s, it was quite easy. The world was stable, at least corporate. The average lifetime of a company was 60 years old. Today it's declining. It's lower than 19 years at the moment. You can see it positive. There's a lot of oxygen for new organizations to come. But it's quite unstable. That's what we all talked about. That's what Mark talked about. That's what everyone, even on stage, talked about it. Michael also, of course.
Well, innovation is what really drives us forward. And it's my first time here in Egypt. And I was yesterday, my wife and me could take the time to visit the pyramids. And what you see then is that innovation really started here with the ancient development. This was really the structure about building something huge, about creating new things and making the impossible happen. And if you look forward now for the next coming 10 years, not only about climate change, but also where technology is going to bring us, it's so important to prepare people for tomorrow. And that's exactly what this event is doing, and bringing all together these brilliant minds. The future is something that we cannot predict. We have to create the future. And so we need to bring together all these people, because we cannot do it on our own. In the world we need to collaborate, because things are more and more international, they're global, and brilliant minds are everywhere, and we need to connect all these people together. Well, AI is one of the things that is really going to change the world. I think what we now see with ChatGPT, most people already tried this kind of intelligence. It's just a minor start of it. So there are a few challenges for the future. First of all, what about regulation? Should we just allow artificial intelligence to grow beyond what we can do as human beings? Because maybe today we think it's not possible, but in 15 to 20 years, the unthinkable will happen. So AI is really going to disrupt any profession we know until today. So therefore we should start thinking about what it's really going to bring to us.
And then when you dissect the high case and the low case, they'll say, well, the high case would be if the economy is doing well, if customers respond well to our new products that we have developed in the marketplace, and if we're able to reduce the costs in the way that we have planned. That's our high case. Low case is just the opposite. But we tend to take 3 or 4 or 5 variables and then we draw a line through it. One of the things that I've also done a lot of work in the energy industry, and I've worked with utilities, I've worked with oil and gas companies, I've worked with large users like airlines and the auto industry and so on. And one of the things that I realize is if you go and read all the analyst reports, they have very different views of the future. And then when you look at the analyst report, and it's just natural human tendency, you take 3 or 4 variables, you put a stake in the ground on what you think is going to happen with those 3 or 4 variables, and then you project the future.
So what I really focused on is the fact that the world is changing rapidly. There are disruptions in just about every industry. The traditional means of doing strategy just doesn't work anymore. A typical strategy in a corporation is that you start a strategy process every year in late January or early February. You present that strategy to the board in late June or early July, and then you start budgeting in September, and the budget is completely disconnected from what the strategy was and is based on what happened last year and what are we going to get in each department next year, plus or minus. Today, in today's world, you can't have a strategy that you only look at once a year. The world changes too fast. You have to have a much more dynamic, rapidly moving strategy. You need to understand scenarios of what could play out. You need to be able to monitor signposts and really look at what's happening in your marketplace, and then you need to have a process in place which is focused on making decisions, not reviewing what happened in the past. In terms of strategy itself, the strategy process, this is a leadership issue. Changing the process is a leadership issue. The leader needs to say, we want to have a dynamic strategic process. That leader needs to learn how to do it, might need some external help to get that done, and then needs to model it in their day-to-day interactions. Meetings need to be focused on decisions. We need to be focusing on where we're going, not what happened in the past. Those are the kind of things that need to happen in meetings.
First of all, you must have vision. You must have the vision to be able to motivate your people and to be able to have this whole people coming in here from all over the world, and the companies that are supporting us today and the people who are attending the event. So you have the vision, and then you have the execution plan, which was a very long journey, to be honest. So we had like months of planning and months of execution to be able to be here today. And it was even triggered, as you mentioned, by the current innovative challenges that we're facing with AI and everything happening around the world and over the internet. So that's why we chose that topic, and we chose the people to speak about that topic as much as possible. We are very selective, and we have gurus for innovation coming here today. We also have a very good representation from the government sector, which was something that I personally was happy about, because this is what will drive change in the Egyptian economy and in the Egyptian society as well.
Innovation is a very important time, with very important words in our time. I look for the, on the stage, is written "World on Fire." The new era and the current time, the current time is really very difficult time even to continue the innovations, because the world is focusing in many different unstable areas. So the innovations is in fair, or is not like it was from just some years ago. Egypt, if we speak about Egypt, of course, we have so many talents, but the talents in the different sectors, they do not have the chance to finance their tools and what they have achieved in this sector due to financial support, due to the connection to sell what they have achieved. I saw many youth, they made a lot of discovering. Something can be a worldwide, well-known, discover in different sectors, discovering in different sector. So such conference we have today, it's very important for Egypt that so many foreigners came to discuss it in the country of promising future opportunities.